Hey everybody, I'm David with Bolivar Live. We're back at the lighthouse, and actually we're recording this, I believe it's December 14th, but we've got a pretty heavy fog bank, and you may be able to hear the foghorns in the back. But we're here at the lighthouse back with Lloyd. You took a little trip hiatus up through Illinois and were gone for a while, weren't you?
Yes, sir, I sure was.
Probably was that the first time you've been out of Texas?
No, but it's the first time I have been out to Utah. And that part of the world, and it was absolutely amazing.
Beautiful, beautiful. But when I got here this morning, I knew that he had some stories he wanted to tell. And we listened to David and Arthur and the family the last couple weeks. But now we're going to start in back with Lloyd again. And Lloyd, you said you wanted to talk about, and everyone probably knows, the old Bolivar Yacht Basin Bait Camp. In fact, it's still around right now. Delano's running it, and I believe has at least. But y'all started it. Your family, your dad started it, didn't he?
It's Grandpa Boyd.
Grandpa Boyd.
And my uncles all got together, and this was around 1950. So
that far back.
Oh yes, this year will be about the 70th year since it was built. So the family decided that it would be a good place to have a launch area for boats because there was nothing else beside right here in Bolivar itself. So they approached the government, and that's when they had to get the permits, to do the dredging
for
and
the
everything else.
Corps of Engineers. So they own the property there at Seaver's Cut.
That's correct.
And they had to get permission to dredge it.
That's correct. So they got the permits and began the work in late 1950, early 1951. Drag lines digging and bulldozers working and dredges going in there. And they were going to build about 40 to 50 sheds or areas, to store boats.
For boat storage.
That's correct. And they wound up putting a complete facility up there with ways to raise boats out of the water, launch ramps, and boat cabins, and all kinds of fuel tanks and everything else. So it was a complete operation.
What else did they do there? When we were talking in the house earlier, you said something about someone that had a bait count down came in and they started doing processing there, actually.
That's correct. The man's name was Gus Fisher. He had Fisher's Bait Camp, and it was a little small camp, but it was strictly for his own use. So Gus decided to approach the family, and he talked to my uncles and decided that he wanted to help manage the place, but he wanted to also put up a crab and oyster processing facility. So the family built the facilities for him in addition to all the other things we had there. And he hired about, I think, between 8 and 10 ladies from the Bolivar area there to work. And it was some good, steady work for quite a while.
So they cleaned and picked crab, and then they also, during oyster season, processed oysters.
That's correct.
Where you could get oysters there. What did he do for keeping bait there? Did he have his own shrimp boat that went out and got the shrimp?
We had a couple of guys that owned their own boats, and they worked with the yacht basin. So they didn't own their own boats. These guys own their own boats,
yeah.
not the yacht basin.
Yacht basin. Well, I know if it's where the old ramp is, and the gentleman that bought it here years ago extended it back further and put another boat ramp in, and then also put some more boat lifts in. But I think some of that original bait camp is still there, probably.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Where the bait camp is now, and I think there used to be a building next to it that I think when Ike came in, it tore it down, and some of the old boat lifts are starting to fall in, and they hadn't fixed those up. But anyway, how long did your family own it?
I believe that probably went into right after Hurricane Carla hit. That was in 1961.
Okay.
So it was a short time after that, I believe.
Okay.
But Carla did some substantial damage there too, and they had to repair all that. It sank about 9 to 10 boats
that were there.
Where
did Carla hit exactly? Was it Galveston or was it or
hit
Bolivar?
Right here.
Oh, did it? Sort of like Ike.
Absolutely. In fact, during Carla, We had 3 cows that got on this front porch right here and died, and we had 5 cows that died downstairs.
Oh, really?
Due to the storm. That's correct.
How high was the water in the? Did the water go in the houses here?
No, the water got between 10 and 12 feet deep here. We're 14 feet above
Sea level.
sea level here.
Okay. Okay. Well, there's some more history on Bolivar, and you know, he mentioned snakes a while ago, and we're going to have a little story about what brought the snakes to Bolivar, because we used to not have a lot down here. Lloyd, thanks for joining us and giving us a little history on the lighthouse. We're going to head on out. We'll be back. Remember, every Monday at 4 p.m., we've got a story from someone in the family about life on Bolivar back when they were young kids. How old were you whenever y'all started the marina down there? Do you remember that?
Yeah, well, that was in 1950, so I was about 11 years old.
11 years old? Mm-hmm. So y'all had the lighthouse when you were 7, I think.
That's
you
correct.
said.
Yeah.
And then you did that. So they were helping to build Bolivar. We're going to head on out. Hope you enjoyed the show. Lloyd, thanks we're in this deep fog here listening to the foghorns, but we'll be back next week with another story about Bolivar Peninsula, the lighthouse, and what went on back in the 50s and the 60s. Until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye.